Would I ever move back to Canada? It's a question I get asked and I think about more than you might expect. And here's the thing, I love Canada. I'm incredibly proud to be Canadian. And looking back, I'm genuinely grateful I grew up there. But at the same time, I love the life I'm building here in the United States. And I really love California. So, where does that leave me? And the honest answer is complicated. It's not a simple yes or no. It depends on what stage of life we're talking about, what my priorities are at that time, and honestly, where my career takes me. So, today, I want to break down my thinking on this, why I wouldn't move back right now, and why I probably would move back eventually, but I'm trying to stay open to whatever makes the most sense when the time comes. Let's get into it. So, like I said, I think about this all the time, but there's four main reasons why moving back to Canada isn't the right choice for me right now. Number one is there's less opportunity. I look back to 2020 when I was about to graduate university. I remember sitting with my roommates in the kitchen of our university house, and they were all talking about what's going to happen next. We were all deciding when we're going to see each other again and what our plans are for the future. And all of them, three out of four of us, pursued further education. And now they all have wonderful jobs, and I'm super proud of them. But I remember sitting on that table and being like, I'm just going to network and I'm going to grind and I'm going to figure out a way to create opportunity for myself. And I don't know what that looks like, but I'm going to go do it. And that's exactly what I did. And I think back to me saying that and having the conviction to go do it in 2020. And I'm really proud that it landed me here. I moved here because there was just less opportunity for me to do what I wanted and what I said I was going to do back in my university house. There's just more opportunity here. There's more connections. There's more networking. There's more reason to build. So I want to stay here and keep doing that because I just wouldn't have the same opportunity to do it in Canada. The next reason I don't want to move back to Canada right now is there's less emphasis there on building something for yourself. Entrepreneurship is not pursued in the same way or as drastically in Canada as it is in the United States. A lot of people in the United States, no matter what career they're in, will at one point or another try their hand at entrepreneurship. If you're blue collar or white collar, you will probably find a way to try and build something for yourself. That is just not prioritized or important in Canada, and it's pretty evident through the laws and systems that support entrepreneurship and building businesses that are really, really powerful in the United States that don't exist anywhere in Canada. The next reason I wouldn't move back right now is just life experience. My parents immigrated. They immigrated from Scotland to Canada when I was a kid, and it changed their lives. It made them the people that left, that wanted to go see something new. And I wanted to do that for myself as well. I felt as though I didn't want to live my whole life being in one place. The world is so wide, and I don't think that we should stay in one place, and we won't grow in the same way if we don't leave. And leaving and going to a new country is something that I've already done, but I feel like it's not fully done yet. I don't fully feel like I fit perfectly in California or San Francisco just yet, and I want to keep going. I don't want to give up on that. And the last reason I would move back to Canada right now is I'm really enjoying California. I've said this in some of my past videos, but I love being here. I love the opportunity to be outside all year round. I love skiing. I love hiking. I love surfing. Being near the ocean is really amazing, and California is just a really awesome place to experience your 20s. So you don't really get that anywhere in Canada. But as I said in my introduction, I think I would move back to Canada eventually. And the only reason I would do that is because I see it as a place that I would want to raise my children. Canada is much more friendly to families, in my opinion. I would want my children to grow up, for one, in an incredibly safe environment. The laws are just significantly safer in Canada. I'd like to raise children where they could walk themselves to school and I don't have to worry about it. And I certainly wouldn't want them to grow up in a big city. I also don't want my children to feel the pressure of the Bay Area. And this is something very unique to San Francisco. Everyone in San Francisco works incredibly hard and is incredibly smart. And you can see from Bay Area locals and kids who grew up here that they grew up in a pressure system that doesn't really exist in a lot of other parts of the world. It was very high stress. You were cooler for doing robotics than playing sports. And I want my children to grow up in a place where they don't feel pressured to go to Stanford or sell or work at Facebook right away. It's not important. I want them to just be happy and healthy. I also just want them to grow up near their grandparents. This is something that I can't really control, but in California, we are nowhere near where my parents are. If I went back to Toronto, my parents would be local and it would be really easy to raise my kids with my parents. And the last reason that I would move back is because I want my kids to benefit from public services that Canada offers. I'm happy to pay more taxes if it means my children are going to public schools that rival the education of top private schools in the United States. I want my children to access healthcare and I want them to know that I'm never worried about them being sick because the government will take care of it. I want them to have the opportunity to go to daycare childcare that only costs $10 a day, which is something the Ontario government is working very hard to achieve. And I want them to adhere to the culture of that in Canada. I think it's great to believe in social services and public services that uplift individuals no matter what socioeconomic class they're in. And I want my children to understand and appreciate that environment as much as I do. All of that to say, it's really just a big question mark for me. Who knows where I'm going to end up? Like I said in the introduction, I'm open to any situation. And I think my career success is very much going to drive where I decide to raise children. Because in America, if you want your children to succeed, chances are you're going to have to pay a little bit more for better education, better sports, things that Canada offers just by paying your taxes. So I'm not sure. I'm open to both situations, and I really love both countries for different reasons. Thanks for watching.